There are tons of nuclear weapons in the world right now, and I was thinking, are they all going to be used? There's a possibility in a third world war sometime, hopefully not in my lifetime. At the end of the day, they can be used and the world can end. Maybe not all of it, but it would be bad. So I wanted to calculate how bad can it be. But first, I need to check how many nuclear weapons there are. Russia has around 4,000 nuclear missiles and United States also has near 4,000. Other countries have less, but probably they are making more. But to calculate how bad it can be in a possible nuclear war, we need to first know how many there are. And these numbers, I don't know. I'm just a regular guy checking the internet. There's no way that I can prove these numbers myself. So I wanted to research how they come up with these numbers. There's no way we actually know how many nuclear weapons China has or the North Korea. And as you might suspect, we don't actually know. These are estimates. I'm not a professional about this topic, but I'm just researching it and you might just follow along with me if you want. So first data we have is the governments themselves. Of course, they can lie about it, but at least the numbers they share mean something. Also, governments sometimes cooperate with each other, probably not willingly, but with treaties like the New START treaty after the Cold War. The United States and Russia are sharing their numbers, but also other countries like China and Israel, they don't provide any official data about it. There is also independent research organizations, Federation of American Scientists, Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons, Arms Control Association, International Institute for Strategic Studies. And on top of these, we probably have some spies going around and checking if any country has any new weapons in their inventory. So we as a public, we don't actually have a physical way to check if someone has some weapons around. But we can at least check what other people are saying. So are these numbers true? They are true until you find some hidden stockpiles somewhere. Some of the examples for that is North Korea's nuclear tests. North Korea has conducted 6 confirmed underground nuclear tests from 2006 to 2017. How were they detected? Seismic monitoring. Basically, this nuclear weapon test, they created some earthquakes. One test was 6.3 magnitude. The bomb was estimated around 250 kilotons. That's a pretty average nuclear bomb today. The Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombs were 15 and 21 kilotons. So when I say average, I mean the average of today's inventory. They are still very destructive. With these earthquakes, they found some irregularities. It was not matching a natural earthquake. Lacked aftershocks, it was more closer to the ground, and they found some radiological evidence too, plus satellite imagery. So yeah, testing it is like announcing it to the world. Another example is Iran secretly built underground uranium enrichment sites. The International Atomic Energy Agency regularly inspects these kinds of sites, and these were hidden from them. In 2002, an opposition group in Iran revealed their existence. Also, there were satellite imagery of underground bunkers, ventilation systems, security perimeters. They eventually admitted it. Inspectors found highly enriched uranium. South Africa also had a secret nuclear program. They developed 6 nuclear warheads. It was discovered by Western intelligence. They suspected based on purchase of nuclear fuel reprocessing equipment and some suspicious test-based operations in the desert. And another example is Iraq's secret nuclear program. They were pursuing both uranium enrichment and plutonium production, and it was discovered because of all of these facilities and documents. Another example is the first United States nuclear test was found because of photograph paper. Kodak is a major film company. They received complaints about photographic film fogged or ruined, and this occurred miles away from the test sites. Kodak discovered that the radiation from the nuclear test was falling out of the sky as dust. This fallout was carried by wind and rain. It contaminated their cardboard-like packing material. And when they packaged the films, the radiation from the materials made spots on the films. So it's kinda hard to make a secret nuclear weapon test. Also, getting that nuclear material for the bomb is also tricky. You either need an enriched uranium, which is hard to produce, or you need plutonium, which is not found in the nature. You first need to get the uranium, which is kinda hard to move around. Doing it in secret is going to be harder. Then you need an enrichment facility, which is not going to be a small basement. One way to do it is gas centrifuges. They spin this uranium hexafluoride gas, and then the heavy uranium is separated from the lighter uranium. You need that lighter uranium. That is the radioactive one you can use in reactors or weapons. Also, another way is laser enrichment, which I guess uses lots of energy. This facilities are very large, very expensive. They emit heat, other chemical signatures. Like I said, plutonium is not found in nature. You can make it in a nuclear reactor. If you use some heavy uranium in the reactor, it can absorb a neutron and can turn into plutonium. But the result is mixed with other materials. You need to extract your plutonium again by reprocessing it. They also use some chemical methods in this too. Overall, there's lots of steps. You just created the material now. You still need to initiate your weapons program without anyone knowing it. And in today's age of democracy, well, we at least have some kind of democracy around. I don't know how big decisions you can make without letting everyone know. Well, you can try, but it probably would not matter. Because the point of making these nuclear weapons is to letting your enemy know that you are also powerful. So why would you keep it a secret? You use it for intimidation. Also, we have enough nuclear weapons in the world right now. You don't need more to destroy the whole world. Basically, we have around 12,000 nuclear weapons in the world right now. That is enough to destroy all of the cities. If you manage to live past that, there's going to be a very cold winter because of the dust clouds. That might rest around 5 to 10 years, and we are not going to be able to produce any food in the world. Lots of people will die. So it's really a lose-lose situation for everyone. Also, it is expensive to keep building these. United States and Russia retired and removed some of their weapons because of this. It's hard to maintain that inventory. To target your enemy cities and to intimidate them, you don't need thousands of nuclear weapons. The Pakistan and India right now, they are threatening each other with only 170 weapons. That's enough for mutual destruction. And also, if that happens, we are also going to be having that heavy winter decade. So please don't do that. So can you build a nuclear weapon in secret? Probably yes. Do you need to build it in secret? Probably no. It's a hard task either way. But to build it in secret, they can use already existing nuclear reactors from these energy facilities. They can maybe keep the money secret, the facilities secret, the transportation of everything. I don't know. It can be done, but I don't see the point. The last call is probably going to be made by a very rich and powerful person with lots of other very rich and powerful persons around them. So will they choose to leave all that power and richness behind? I don't know. I wouldn't have done that unless they are secretly a alien race, maybe. I don't know. So you can use just some creativity behind this point and make some conspiracy theories. But my guess is these numbers are pretty much correct. Maybe with some grain of salt, and maybe keep an eye on the North Korea and China. I recently made a game. It's a number grouping puzzle game on Apple App Store and Google Play. I would appreciate it if you check it out. Also, I made another game, Counting Sheep to Sleep game. After all this chaotic and negative topic, maybe you can relax a little bit with that game. I would appreciate it if you check them out. Thank you for listening.